Whenever there's a commercial property transaction, many times, especially if there's a lender involved, they'll always require, at a minimum, a phase one investigation.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we welcome our expert of the day. And today we are continuing our Ask the Expert series with Dominick Berenato of Berenato Environmental Services. Dominick and I have known each other for many years, and he is an utmost professional and an expert in his fields. We've also worked together professionally for many years. He spent about 20 years in Ocean City, and now his offices are actually even closer in Atlantic City. Dominick comes to us highly recommended as an environmental specialist. He works with underground storage tanks. He handles mold remediation, and he also gets involved with commercial environmental issues such as phase one and phase two scenarios. So today we welcome Dominick, and we'd like to start off our conversation. Expertise involves the commercial realm of environmental with phase one and phase two studies, and now with the commercial market escalating, you must be busier than ever, because in commercial transactions it's so important that during due diligence that the phase one and phase two are completed. So it would be awesome to hear a little bit about how you conduct the commercial portion of your business.
Sure, and we'd always love to do more. So whenever there's a commercial property transaction, many times, especially if there's a lender involved, they'll always require, at a minimum, a phase one investigation. And a phase one environmental investigation is basically a walkthrough of the property, an interview with an owner or the operator of the property to see what's going on, as well as a record search to see what went on in the past. They're particularly concerned with, were there ever any petroleum products or hazardous materials or hazardous wastes on the property. So the phase one tries to identify the previous uses of the property. Was it in any kind of commercial operation like a printing press or big these days, or was it ever a dry cleaners? Because dry cleaners historically had issues, and many times have underground tanks, but not with oil in them, with chemicals used in the dry cleaning process, which can move rapidly down through the groundwater and cause significant contamination. So from following up on a phase one, if there are any what we call areas of concern identified, then you might need to investigate those areas, maybe with borings, temporary wells to test the groundwater, things like that. And that below ground investigation is what's normally conducted during a phase two.
I see. And again, the pricing for a phase one or phase two report must be based on the analysis of the investigation.
Right, and also the size of the property. It might be a small commercial property in a downtown area to, say, a big factory in the area that's been in a factory over many years, maybe different industries. So a phase one might cost anywhere from, say, $1,500 to $3,500 to $100,000 to $4,000 on a bigger commercial property.
Very interesting. But most importantly, Dominick has the solution for all these environmental factors that come into play in many transactions. And we greatly appreciate you being our expert today. That was super informative. We're learning about underground storage tanks. We're learning the significance of mold and how to remove it. And if you're entering into a commercial venture, phase 1 and phase 2 studies, how important they are to proceed in a transaction and during your due diligence. So Dominick, we highly recommend you, and we appreciate all your expertise today. And of course, we continue to do business with you in the future. We look forward to it.
Great. Thanks very much for having me too.
It's our pleasure. Thank you. Thank you everyone so much for tuning in to our Ask the Expert series. So if you have any questions, you can reach out to us anytime. Please, if you have any questions or comments, note below. And of course, don't forget to subscribe and share. We're all about building relationships with you.